Well, hello, this is Rosa, rcgkreations. How are you doing? I'm bringing you to a video of my personal review, non-sponsored, of this manual food shredder. Okay, it's Ibili, Molina, Julian Mill. It's got how many blades is it? It's got 5 different blades, and here's all the stuff it's supposed to cut. Let me get the glare out of there for you. That it's supposed to do. And there's some of the veggies that it does. And one of them is called lunch. Oh, I think this is in different languages. Let me get my readers on, because I can't read it. Okay, so let's get these on. Okay, English version. Okay, the English version is slices, vegetables, potatoes, fruit, julienne strips of potatoes, fruit and vegetables, normal chopping, raw vegetables, fruit, even ice, fine chopping, all types of vegetables and fruit, grater, fine grating of nuts and cheeses. So this is kind of an all-in-one, and I have my mixer, my KitchenAid mixer that does all that also. But there's so much, because it's just the two of us, that I don't need it. It's a chore to get that big old KitchenAid mixer out, then the attachments, and then do the shredder, which is great when it's shredding. It's fantastic. Let me move it over just a tad. But the problem that I'm having is it's such a chore, and then I got to clean it, and that's another big chore. So I wanted something that was manual. Also, that's another thing, is one manual, because I'm trying to have at least one machine that does a lot of manual stuff. So if the power ever goes out, and sadly here we're in South Texas, it goes out for 2 or 3 days at a time, sometimes longer, a week or two. And we don't have a home generator, and we do have a gasoline generator, but that runs our refrigerators. We've got 3 refrigerators now. We ended up having to get a new one, which is good and bad. So anyway, so I've got those, and those got to run those, because those are pretty much fully stocked. So, and then the everyday one emergency stuff, and we do have 2 little solar ones that run our cell phones, so we're okay with that. But anyway, let's get down to this. This is the review. What's really nice and I like about this, and I didn't make the measurements to make sure, it fits in a Ziploc baggie. So the feet fold in. And this is the little handle that turns it all around. See that? And then all the blades. And it does zip up. Okay? It totally zips up. But I'm not going to worry about labeling it, because you can definitely see straight through the baggie what it is. And I'm just going to store it in a cupboard here. I'm making room. I'll make room for it, because believe me, I use this quite a lot. So here's a little handle. Here's the actual tool itself. And these are the variety of blades. I already did some, and I'll show you in just a minute. I made some sliced potatoes, and I did some sliced potatoes really thin. And then I made some hash browns. So I used it. Here's my little slicer tool. And this is the one that I did for the little hash browns. So let me take my feet out on the tool. It can lay on a flat surface. I got my little towel in case I get all yucky. Okay, and one bad thing is this doesn't stay up. I don't like that. I wish it would stay up, and it doesn't. So that's a negative. Okay, and let's look at. We're gonna go ahead and slice these leftover potatoes. I did a 10-pound bag, and this is all I have left. So the other ones were sliced potatoes and hash browns. And in a minute I'll show you that. Okay, and I got myself a cutting board here, my knife, and then a tray to put the ones once they're already sliced. And what's really nice about this is so easy. Here there's a little groove. And this is where this sits right inside there, and it just slides right on in. See? And look, there you go. It's all spins. We're fine, hunky-dory. You put this in there after you put your blade in, and then there's where you turn. So let's just get a potato. You do have to cut it to fit. Okay, you have to do the same thing in the KitchenAid anyway, so to me it's not a big deal, because I got to do that anyway. And then you put your veggies inside there. See that? They're inside there. And then you push down on the handle, and then you turn. I don't know which one this one's going to be, because I don't know what it's going to chop up as. And with your left hand, you do have to put pressure on the vegetable so it gets down in there. And it gets. But you hear that squeaky noise? Can't handle that squeaky noise. And it only does the squeaky noise when you're putting pressure, that you need the pressure so it presses the food down. I don't know. I think this is kind of some kind of a shredder. So I got myself some little olive oil. And I'm going to dribble just a tiny little bit on this little tray that I have here. And what hubby and I came up with is when you're putting the pressure, let me get this out. This blade is going inside the grooves in here, and that's what's causing it to make that noise. So what I figured, process of elimination, if I oil all the way around this, and I'm using olive oil because it's a food grade oil, and I guess we'll just have to oil it every time I get ready to use it. But again, I don't know. This is what I said, this is my review. We'll see if this works. But even if it doesn't work, I make do with the noise, even though it's an annoying squeaky noise. I'll make do with it, because I may make do with it, I may send it back. I just literally just got it from Amazon. And it really wasn't that expensive. But I wanted something easy, portable, that I can take with me. We had to do an emergency evacuation. Oop, that's not in all the way. Okay. Oh, you had to push it all the way in. It wasn't in all the way. Okay, now let me get that back on the feet, on the cutting board. Yeah, you hear that? Still making a squeaky noise. So that oil didn't do a squat. So let's see. Okay, I'm not done with all the potatoes yet. This is making mush. So far, this is a negative. I may be sending this back. And I know these potatoes are not too big. There's plenty of room for them. You don't really need a whole lot of muscle, which is good because I have weak hands. Wrists. And it's not making nothing but mush. This blade's a definite negative. The slicer and the shredder was great. But this one, whatever this one is, I don't know. Maybe this is meant for like a carrots or a cucumber or something. I don't know. Because the box doesn't tell you what which each blade is and which each blade does. It just, the English version, see there's the English version right there. Okay, for those who want to read that. Of course you can see all that, so it's like, you know, I don't know if I need this for onions, but I'm going to put all this in the dehydrator, so I'm not really worried what it looks like. But that noise is yucky. As soon as this one's done, I'm going to dump it. Because this isn't doing nothing but mush. It's just doing nothing but mush. So let me get my, you have to take the handle off to release the blade. Look at that. It didn't do nothing but mush. So I don't know what kind of cutting tool. Be careful because the back part where the blades are at, the open blades, is sharp. So this one for sure is a dud. Let me just leave that there. Let me put these over here. Let's see, this one's got a little bit smaller hole. I'm thinking this would be like for shredded cheese. And I'm thinking this would be for shredded cheese. And we're going to do cheese next. So, but let me go ahead for the sake of the video show you. Here's a slicer. You know, and then the potatoes I got caught in there. I mean, overall, it's a theory-wise, it's a great little tool. If it worked, it wasn't so noisy. Shoot, excuse me, sorry about that. Okay, so now this one's not so bad. And that's the slicer, and that's the slices that I made because I'm making some dehydrated au gratin potatoes. In fact, they're already done and complete, and I'll show you at the end of the video the jars of the au gratin potatoes. But look how thin. Let me grab a couple of them. See how thin they are? Look at that. You can see my finger. So this is a great tool for au gratin potatoes. Okay. Now let me just clean up my mess over here. Oop. Let me get I have my wet towel here to soak up any messes. Let me just put that there so if I have any more messes from the potato, it'll go right there instead of going all over my whole table. Okay, so let's just get this out of the way. I would say that first one is a definite dud. For sure. Because it just made mush. If you want, I mean, if you're making mush, it works good for that if you're making mush. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. And there's that tool. That was a slicer. And this was the big hash brown one. And it just slides right on in like no big deal. Let me slice my potato. And to speed things up, I'm putting 2 and filling it all up so I can go ahead and do twice as much. See? No squeaky. So that oil, the vegetable oil, the olive oil on the outside thing, made a difference because all day yesterday when I did that whole, it was 8 pounds of potatoes, things squeaked the entire time like the first one did. It's not doing it now. Got a little bit more. So there's a sliced one. And look at these little juliennes. See that? Put that on that other pile. You know what? It really doesn't matter because I'm going to put it all in one tray anyway. And what I get's what I get. I'm not going to be worried about it too much. Okay, so that shows you on that part. now let's go ahead and get some cheese. I'm going to put this on pause. I'm going to rinse this off. And I'm going to get some cheese and we're going to grate some cheese. Let's see what happens there. Let me wash my hands though first. We'll bring you right back. Okay, we are back. Now I've got some blocks of Parmesan cheese. I get these from Azure. No, I think this is from Walmart or Kroger. Might be H-E-B. I'm not for sure. But anyways, where I got this, it's Private Selection Parmesan Wedge Extra H cheese. We love our Parmesan cheese. Hubby loves to put it on practically everything. So let me just slice a couple of cubes that will fit inside the machine. And let's see what we get. So we're going to use that great big shredder, which is the same shredder that I used for the hash browns. Okay, so let's put a couple of these in there. And maybe this will work a little bit better because it's cheese. And I'm going to be honest with you, I mainly got it for cheese, not so much vegetable, but it would be nice that it does vegetables. Oops, not in all the way. Oh, yeah. Still squeaky. But you know what? I have a little bit of oil. I put the oil in here. Let me see if I can get the last scrape of oil on the outside rim. And then see if that makes a difference. Because you have to apply pressure for it to grate it. Oh, that's already done. Okay, so this one for sure is a definite plus. This is the grater that I did the hash browns, which is the bigger holes. So this is a definite plus. Let me get my cheese over here. I got two different kinds of cheese over here. One's white cheddar cheese, and I got this Parmesan cheese. The white cheddar cheese is the block, the great big huge block that I got from Azure. But let me show you this one. Look at that. That is some really nice Parmesan cheese. So let me put this over on my kind of little pan here that I've got for my cheese, because this is going to be the Parmesan cheese one. I'm going to smooth this over to the side because I think the smaller blade, which is extra fine, will make it extra fine slicing. At least I hope so. That's the goal. But we'll see. Because again, like I said, this is a review of this tool. And this is my first time using it. So let's get the little baby fine holes, which is this one right here. There's this. There's 3 different sizes. Let me get you. Let me show you. We got the big one. This was the medium one. See that? The difference? And then the extra fine one. So let's do the extra fine. I'm going to put this next to this one so we can see what's what. Okay. That's in there. Let's get a block of cheese in here. Let's put these little crumbles in here. Let's see what it does. Okay, I need another little block. Okay. Oh, no noise. Oh yeah, it's really, really fine. So this is going to be great for extra fine, like to put on top of your tacos, pizza, enchiladas. And see, my hand is right here on top, so as it's turning, it's not interfering with my hand. And I wear a size 5 ring, so my hands are small, but they're not tiny. Yep, and it grated almost all the cheese. Good enough. But look, let me, okay, remember to always take that off. And then let me show you. Look how extra fine that is. See that? That is extra fine. So this one for sure is a win-win. And I'm putting the blade on top of the what I just did for the sample, just so you know. I'm going to show you all these to you, and you're definitely going to be able to see the difference. And the type of cut. So you know what? I think I may end up keeping this after all, even if it is on the noisy side. But again, like I said, I mostly got this to grate cheese, not so much other vegetables, because the other vegetables, I always buy them in bulk. And I do a whole bulk, so I'll be using my kitchen for those probably. But you never know. It's nice to know that I could still use this if I needed to. So here's the wide one. Here's the extra fine one. Now let's try the medium size one. And let's see, what are we going to get? Let's get some cheese in here. Let's cut that one. Make sure that it fits in there. Oh. It's got a snap to make sure it turns. You've been able to turn it. A little squeaky, but not too much. You know, let's add some more of... Let me get a little bit more oil on my finger. And let's see if oiling it makes a difference. Okay, come on. I don't want to get too much oil. But I definitely want to get oil all the way around it. And this is going to go, all these... we get the blocks, and then I shred them all at one time, and then I put them in freezer bags, and I label them what type of cheese it is, and how extra fine, grated cheese, slice, whatever it is, just so it's easier when I'm getting ready to use it, and I'll be just taking it out of the freezer the night before, the morning of. Okay, yeah, it's definitely a good shredder, and it is in between the extra fine and the wide hole, the bigger hole one. And if you have a lot of muscle, you just go real fast, real fast, real fast, real fast. Or be like me, like old lady, when it's like, okay, I take my time, get there when I get there. Which my granddaughter says, that's how I drive. You're in no rush. And I go, no, I'm in no rush. At my age, I've been there, done that, I've done it. I don't need to do it again, and it's not worth the risk. Especially after I had a near fatal car wreck already. Okay, just a few more spins. And we are, let's take this handle off. I got a little picture of cheese right there. And take off the extra. Here's the stuff. There's just a little bit that comes in here, not a whole lot. So I think that squeaky is where the rim, the metal rim, is touching the inside of these little holders where it sits in. Okay, and I think that's where I think that's where it's coming from. At least that's what hubby and I thought about last night, because we both looked at it to see. And with process of elimination, that's what we came up with. But I could be totally wrong. But let me show you. And here you go. Look. Now, of course, not near as fine as the small hold one. But you know what? For wanting to do what I want to do about having extra fine shredded cheese, it's doing what I want it to do. So let's move that over because I know that's extra fine. Most of the time I'm going to want the extra fine cheese, not the big one. But it's nice to know that I can do it. So let's put this baby on this side. And I don't even need to put the blades on top because you can see it. You can for sure. You may not be able to see it on the video. I don't know until I see that when I go to edit. but you can definitely tell just by looking at it of which is the extra fine. Well, actually, you might be able to do that. This is the extra fine, medium, and the coarse one with the bigger holes. I don't know if you can see the difference or not. But for me, in my taste from now on all of this, I'm going to be doing the small hole one for Parmesan. And in just a minute, we're going to do the white cheddar. Because the white cheddar, I like that to be in big shreds. So I'm going to be using the big hole one on that one. But let's get to this last one. Let's just see the one that just shredded everything. Let's see what it does, because I really don't know. I have no idea what it does. I mean, I saw the box, but that box doesn't tell me nothing. Okay, so we're going to use the exact same cheese again. Let's get all these little crumble pieces out. You want to use all of this. And it's always good if when you're grating your cheese, there's a little tip, if you grate it frozen cheese. Okay, let me just, I'm getting the last bit on this little tray here. It's actually just a plate that I use because I had this in the fridge. I took it out, I took them out of the freezer and I put them in the fridge so they stayed cold till I got ready to do the video. Well, look at that. No noise, no squeaking. So definitely just put some vegetable oil on the outside of it if you decide you want to buy this particular brand of shredder. Now this, I think I like this blade even better for the extra fine Parmesan cheese. This is going to be almost like, this looks almost just like what you buy in the store. You know those jars of Parmesan cheese? And this, you make it yourself. You don't have all those preservatives because they put all those preservatives in there. And they put, I think it's cornstarch so it doesn't stick. All you got to do is once you take it out of the fridge or the freezer, just shake it up a little bit and it unsticks itself. Look, I'm putting pressure and it's not making any squeaky noise. It's also not grinding a whole lot. Okay, this is for sure going to be my Parmesan cheese grater tool for sure. Okay, this is almost exactly. I don't think I saved that last bottle because we had 2 more in the pantry that we store bought. But this is going to be a freezer bought. I prefer to grind my own cheese. It's a huge difference in taste versus that store bought. No matter what brand it is, we bought name brand. We even bought some that was like $20 for the jar. It was like 18 ounces. It was like, oh, but we wanted to try it. And there was no difference between that and just manually grinding it yourself other than the time it takes. But this is so extra fine. Let me see if I'm totally done. Nope, not done yet with it. But there's some cheese I got in the handle here. I'm getting it out of the handle. Don't know how I got there, but anyway. For some reason, that one in the corner doesn't want to grind all the way down. Maybe I need to add another piece of cheese on top. I don't know, because again, this is my first time using this tool. But it's definitely grinding it. I just want to get that bottom layer grounded. Okay, yep, there it is. I grounded it all, the little pieces, the big chunks there. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off because this is for sure the cut that I want. And I'm going to put this in, I ended up getting those white. They're clear, but they're freezer safe. And I'm going to put this in those containers. And I'm going to label them Parmesan cheese. And hubby and I will no longer be buying the store-bought Parmesan cheese. In fact, let me show you. I'm going to show you because I think I have one right here in the fridge. I know we have one. It's just a matter of where. Hubby likes to use it. Oh yeah, there it is. This Parmesan cheese, but you could get the name brand, the store brand, whatever, and this one happens to be the Walmart brand. But I'm going to show you, and I'm going to compare it to this, because this for sure, and see how the little, see that? The little shredders, the little pieces that were coming down off the blade. Okay, because I'm going to do the rest of this Parmesan cheese. And then I'm going to close and pause, but I'm going to show you something. Here is, let me just shake this up, because of course it got clumped. And if you look at the ingredients, it says, tells you how much Netherlands, food contribution, okay, it doesn't say, oh here we go, ingredients. Parmesan cheese, pasteurized, part skim milk, cheese culture, salt enzymes, powdered cellulose added to prevent caking, that's like cornstarch, and potassium sorbate to protect the flavor. Okay, contains in the milk. This is shelf stable until you open it. Once you open it to remove the seal, then you got to store it in the fridge. Okay. Let's see here. This one is a 1 pound container. This is good, best by September 7, 2024. We just got this last month. Okay, so, okay. I'm going to show you the difference between the two and let you help make a decision, which is there really that much of a difference? Now let's move all this over. Let's be fair. Because we want to do a true comparison. I'm being very cautious because this blade's sharp. Hubby just sharpened it for me. Let's get all this extra stuff out of here. Okay. Now, here is, you see me on the video. Here's the one I just ground it up. And here is the one that's a store-bought. Tell me, yes, this is extra, extra fine. But this was also made with a commercial grinder. A heavy-duty one. Not Rosa Giota Muscle Power. Which is what this is. But if you're wanting to control what your family is eating or what you are eating, you tell me which is the best bet. Personally, I vote for, we are no longer going to be buying Parmesan cheese in this container. Unless it's just absolutely necessary, which you never know. This past 3 years, we've all over the world, all of us have known, we can't predict anything. And it doesn't hurt for you to have an extra source of something or know how to get it, know how to do it, which is one of the biggest reasons that I am doing these videos is I am learning, because I'm teaching myself how to be more self-sufficient with my own skill and tools that I have in my own home. So if I cannot go to the grocery store for whatever reason, I can take care and still feed myself and my husband. And we'll have emergency use when the need arrives. The need arrived. Which I hope never happens, but you never know. Because it doesn't even have to be an emergency. It could be income, loss of income, and illness. I mean, when I had my car wreck, I literally could not do nothing for almost 2 months. I couldn't pick up anything. I barely could even go to the bathroom by myself. In fact, I couldn't go to the bathroom by myself for the first month and a half. It was a bad wreck. But anyway, that's just part of life. It happens. You never know when it's going to happen to you. Okay, so that is, I think, a very much of a win-win comparison. Whoop, my alarm, I got another project coming. Let me turn that off. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to have y'all hear that. So let me move that over here because I think there's one more alarm coming. So I'm going to pause this and then we're going to come back and we're going to do the white cheddar cheese. And let's see what that looks like, because that's a different texture. That cheese is softer. This is more of a harder cheese. So let's see what the texture difference between that one is. So we'll bring you right back. Okay, we're back. I got my white cheddar cheese. I vacuum seal my cheese because it comes in a big old long block. And I think I'll do a pop-up of that so you can see what the block of cheese looks like. I did it in one of my other videos. It was one of my azure hauls. And I slice it up enough because I needed to make it fit my freezer space, because everybody's freezer space is different. So I chop it up in blocks, and then for long-term storage, I vacuum seal it in a vacuum seal bag, and then I label it, and then I stick it in the fridge. So I went ahead and got these cut up. Oh, I need to finish those. Bear with me. My phone, I knew I was going to have 2 more alarms. And my hands are all dirty and I don't want to touch my phone too much. I'm going to take this off. Because I just did the Parmesan cheese. And let me just move this over to the side because I got to finish up with the other. I've got 4 more packages of this Parmesan cheese. And I'm only going to do a little bit at a time because I just don't have that kind of freezer space. So I'll finish this up in a minute after I get off the video. Because I want to hopefully stay within my 15-minute time frame. I don't think we're going to do it, but I'm going to try to get as close as I can. So let's put that in there. Okay, now that's in. Let's add it. This cheese, as you can see, it's a lot, just because it's just cheddar, it's a lot softer, but let's see how it shreds. Okay, it is shredding it, which is good. And remember, shredding cold cheese definitely is a lot better than shredding room temperature cheese. And it's not making that squeaky noise. That's a good plus. It's already all done. Okay, that works for me. Oh, look. See that? You see the little shreds of cheese? That's definitely what you want. So I say this is a definite plus for sure on cheese. And the big hash brown one for the hash browns, and the slicer for the potatoes is a big plus, but the other blades were a definite no-no for the potatoes. So this is for sure. And look at these. For sure, this is going to make some great shredded. This is perfect cheese for pizza. Calzones, Stromboli, like I did on one of my other videos. I'll put a link on that one to my video in the description box. Hubby and I really enjoyed when I made that on Stromboli. It was so good. I never really knew how easy it really was until I tried it. So I definitely will be making more fresh of that, but not as much as I did the last time because we don't need to be eating that much bread. So this one is the white cheddar cheese. And I'm just going to do a quick little thumbnail for the very end of all the different types of shredding cheese that it does with my dehydrated potatoes. So you can see there's all kinds of things that you can do with this one little tool, not just cheese. Okay, so there is 5 different types of styles of shredded cheese made with this little tool. This is a little manual shredder. Thank you so. Oh, wait a minute. I can't finish. I gotta go and show you. Bear with me. My jars are right here. I only did a small batch, but I got 1 quart size of the shredded. These are hash browns. And I got 3 quarts of the au gratin sliced potatoes. And let me make sure I've got no cheese on my hands. I want to show you. I want to show you one that's... Look at how thin that sliced it. And look, listen. See that snap? These are dry, which these are going to stay on my shelf. Technically, once I vacuum pack them, which I'll be vacuum packing them, they will last 25-30 years in a cool, dark place with an airtight seal because they're totally dry. Now, I'm done. Thank you so much for watching. We'll get to the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye. See ya. Oh, don't forget to hit like, comment, and share.